Imagine a tiny choke point on the world map that controls the flow of 1/3 of all the world's oil and natural gas. The Strait of Hormuz isn't just a passage. It's the pulsating heart of modern geopolitics, a flashpoint where global tensions can explode at any moment. Do you know why this stretch of water is so dangerous? Get ready to uncover the secret of the world's most strategic maritime route. What is the Strait of Hormuz and why does it matter so much? The Strait of Hormuz is a narrow maritime passage connecting the Persian Gulf to the Arabian Sea and, by extension, the Indian Ocean. At just 39 kilometers at its narrowest point, it is one of the world's most vital shipping lanes and the only sea outlet for major Middle Eastern oil producers: Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates. Its immense importance stems from several crucial reasons. Global energy lifeline. More than 20% of the world's oil consumption and about 20% of its liquefied natural gas pass through Hormuz daily. This represents billions of dollars in energy, essential for the global economy. If the flow is interrupted, oil prices would skyrocket, causing a worldwide economic shock. Choke point because it's so narrow. An incident, a sunken ship, a naval mine, an attack can severely block or hinder passage. This makes it a military strategic point of extreme vulnerability and, at the same time, immense power. Sovereignty dispute. The Strait's waters are divided between Iran to the north and Oman to the south. This close proximity to a regional adversary like Iran is a constant source of tension. Key players and their strategies. The geopolitics of Hormuz is a complex chess involving several players with conflicting interests. Iran for Iran. The Strait of Hormuz is a tool of power and a bargaining chip. In moments of high tension, Tehran threatens to close the strait as a way to retaliate against sanctions or military actions by its adversaries, although a complete closure is unlikely, as it would harm Iran's own economy. The mere threat causes panic in global markets. Iran's strategy is to use denial capability, the ability to, if not close it, at least hinder navigation and increase insurance costs for oil tankers, forcing concessions. Iran possesses anti-ship missiles, drones, fast patrol boats, and naval mines that could be used for this purpose. United States. The U.S. has a vital interest in keeping Hormuz open and secure. The U.S. Navy patrols the waters of the Gulf and the Strait to ensure freedom of navigation. The American strategy is one of deterrence and constant presence, making it clear that any attempt to close Hormuz will be met with military force. The security of the route is seen as fundamental to the global economy and the energy security of its allies, Saudi Arabia and other Gulf countries. These are the countries most directly affected by any disruption in Hormuz, as they rely on it to export most of their oil. They invest heavily in their navies and seek U.S. support to ensure the route's security. Some are seeking alternative routes, such as pipelines that bypass the strait, but these routes have limited capacity. The recent history of the Strait of Hormuz is punctuated by incidents that demonstrate its volatility. Iran-Iraq War. The tanker war saw attacks on oil tankers by both sides, leading the U.S. and other powers to escort ships in the region, demonstrating the military importance of the route. Periodic crises with Iran. Over the years, Iran has conducted military exercises in the strait, tested missiles, and at times carried out aggressive actions, such as the seizure of oil tankers or the interception of American drones. In 2019, there was a series of attacks on oil tankers in the region, attributed to Iran by the U.S. and its allies, dramatically raising tensions. Current tensions. With renewed U.S. sanctions against Iran and escalating tensions between Iran and Israel, the risk of an incident in Hormuz remains high. Any spark in the Middle East can quickly manifest at this choke point. The future of Hormuz, a constant pressure point. The modern geopolitics of the Strait of Hormuz is characterized by a delicate balance of deterrence. No one has a real interest in permanently closing this strait, as the economic and military consequences would be devastating for all. However, Iran will continue to use the threat of disruption as a weapon of political and economic pressure. The next steps will involve increased surveillance. International naval presence and intelligence will continue to closely monitor Iranian activities in the strait. Development of alternative routes. Gulf countries will continue to invest in pipelines to bypass Hormuz, although the capacity of these routes is limited compared to the volume passing through the strait. Crisis diplomacy. In the event of incidents, behind-the-scenes diplomacy and rapid de-escalation will be crucial to avoid a larger conflict. Its security is not just a regional issue, it's a global priority. constantly threatened by the political and military maneuvers of its neighbors. Do you think the Strait of Hormuz will be the next stage for a major conflict? Let me know in the comments.